Hello, comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. I'm your host, Bill Miller. Hopefully this will be a really fun video. We are continuing our series with EC cover print portfolios. And in this particular video, we're going to take a look at Weird Science Fantasy. So here is the envelope in which it came. And this was published in 1983. It says the 11 covers contained in this envelope represent some of the finest artwork for EC Comics. These are the same covers used in the completed Weird Science Fantasy / Incredible Science Fiction, except that they are trimmed to include the entire cover. The artwork, mostly by EC greats Wally Wood, Al Feldstein, Al Williamson, Frank Frazetta, and Jack Davis, was colored especially for this series by the original EC color artist, Miss Marie Severin. So, as mentioned, there are 11 cover portfolios in here, so let's open it up and take a look at them. So, EC had two companion science fiction titles, Weird Science and Weird Fantasy, that ran for 3 years, from 50 through 53. And from the very beginning, all the way through their run, they lost money. It was a passion of both Bill Gaines and Al Feldstein to do a science fiction comic book. But ultimately, the reality of the continual loss of money led them to combine those two issues into one. And that's how they came up with Weird Science Fantasy. So Weird Science and Weird Fantasy both ended at issue number 22. And then Weird Science Fantasy ran for an additional 14 months, 7 issues. It started with issue 23, ran through issue 29, and then after issue 29 there was a title change to Incredible Science Fiction, and that remained the title for an additional 4 issues until it folded. So those are the 11 cover reprints that we have here. The 7 from Weird Science Fantasy and the additional 4 from Incredible Science Fiction. So we have, and these are reprints of the covers taken directly from the cover art in most cases where possible, as well as the inside of the front cover. That is printed on the back. So we have Weird Science Fantasy number 23, and that is by Wally Wood. There's some beautiful, beautiful covers. On the inside, you're being implored to join the EC Fan Addict Club. And these are in very, very nice, minty fresh condition. This is issue number 24. This is an Al Feldstein cover. On the inside is an advertisement for Panic, which was a companion comic to Mad. Issue number 25. Anytime you can have dinosaurs, you're doing all right by me. This is Al Williamson with the cover art. Very clean title and trade dress with these. On the inside, an advertisement for MAD. Issue number 26. This is another Al Feldstein cover. And what's interesting about this issue is that this recounts real reports of flying saucer sightings. And they work very closely with Major Keyhoe, I think it was, who was like the top science fiction or alien encounter writer at the time. On the inside, we have a letter from the editors to the Air Force. Essentially, I'll have to read it more carefully, but I think asking for clarification around classifications of some of these reported sightings. Number 27. This is a somewhat of a classic Wally Wood cover. Just gorgeous art. It's incredible. Look at that alien. The space explorers. Just fantastic, right? Beautiful, beautiful. On the inside, it's a coupon for MAD. Incredible. Number 27. Here we have number 28. It's an Al Feldstein cover. And Al Feldstein wrote most of these stories for both science fiction titles and then the subsequent merger in Weird Science Fantasy. He and Bill Gaines would discuss ideas, springboards, and here we have an advertisement for MAD on the inside. Bill Gaines did a lot of reading, and he would come up with seeds and he would pitch them to Feldstein, who would pick one and run with it and then write the stories. That's kind of what they did with all of the comic book lines that Feldstein edited. So this is probably the most famous cover, number 29, for Weird Science Fantasy. Probably one of the most valuable and well-known EC comics in all of their lines. So essentially with this one, it was originally done by Frank Frazetta, and this one was done for a different comic book publisher. So this was done for Famous Funnies, which was illustrating Buck Rogers at the time, but it was considered too violent for that particular book. So it wasn't used. And Gaines actually bought the rights to use that cover. It's the only time at EC that he bought rights to art, but not the actual art itself. And they made a couple of minor revisions, and it was used for issue number 29 of Weird Science Fantasy. Absolutely incredible, right? It's just gorgeous. One of my favorite comic book covers of all time. Love to have the original, kind of pricey. A New Beginning. So we have a text story, I guess, on the inside cover. That's issue 29, the last issue, the 7th and last of Weird Science Fantasy. And then with issue 30, we get into Incredible Science Fiction, which is what the title was changed to. And if you look, something very interesting right there, we have the seal from the Comics Code Authority. So this is Jack Davis art. Beautiful. Jack Davis, just one of those incredible artists who could do just about any genre well. Now on the inside, we have an advertisement for two of EC's new directions, MD and Psychoanalysis. And I gotta tell you, I've read a couple of the reprints of each. I appreciate the effort, but that's rough reading. Incredible Science Fiction number 31. Another beautiful Jack Davis cover. And who doesn't like an elephant on the cover? On the inside, you can get either a chemistry set kit or a giant circus tent within which to house the elephant from the cover. So, pretty awesome. Jack Davis again with number 32. Again, a fantastic cover. Look at that. Wonderful, wonderful. On the inside, we have letters from fans. Again, number 32. And lastly, we have another Wally Wood cover with issue number 33. Beautiful. Look at the detail. Just incredible. And we have a advertisement on the inside for Famous Artists Schools, featuring Norman Rockwell. So issue number 33, the last of the 11 in the Weird Science Fantasy / Incredible Science Fiction series. And that will do it for the cover portfolios that we have for today. I love taking a look at them. I certainly hope you did as well. And if you did, I would encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you're alerted as soon as I release new videos. Thumbs up and comments are always appreciated. And remember, we're taking over the world one comic book at a time.